More than 300,000 sports-related concussions are reported each year. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control.
And those concussions mainly come from high school student athletes. And not only are high school students more likely to get a concussion, but it may take them longer to recover.
If they're not handled properly, like giving a student enough time to fully recover, concussions can cause lasting damage. Now, Iowa high school athletes have extra help that should they suffer a concussion this year.
Thanks to a supplemental insurance policy through Iowa Farm Bureau, any athlete who gets a concussion during a game or practice will be covered without cost.
Jacob Pecklow has that story.
We had to change very little. We feel good about where we're at. We just feel good that we're doing the right things in tackling. We're teaching the rugby-style tackling here. Get them in the ground quick.
There is a renewed vigor in camp for the Pella Dutch and an extra statewide insurance policy protecting these players against concussions.
We have a great trainer in place right here, and they always take good care of us and won't let us go out until we're for surely ready.
Here's how the state is helping out. If a player has primary insurance, it'll pay the copay difference. If they don't have insurance at all, it'll cover the full cost.
It's not necessarily something that you always think about, as a player, but, subconsciously you just kind of think, when you hear that, it's definitely reassuring.
As camp begins, everyone is mostly healthy. The state now requires players take a baseline concussion test before they hit the field. That's something Pella has already been doing.
I think it's a good test just to see where you're at, so if you do get a concussion or they think you have a concussion, they can give you that test again and see where you're at.
Get that ball tucked. As they fine-tune their games for the season, they're just grateful that concussions are one less thing to stress over.
Obviously, you're really focused on the game, but then when especially when it's one of your close friends, you're always, you're still focused on the game, but you're worried. You just want to make sure that they're okay.
That was Jacob Pecklow reporting. Another change you may see on the football field, players won't be playing full contact for at least the first 3 days of practice this week. They want to allow time for proper tackle training. Now, the symptoms for a concussion, those can vary from student to student, but there are always a few symptoms to look for. If the player appears dazed or stunned, if they're confused about events, if they answer questions slowly or repeat questions, there are more symptoms to look for. Of course, you can find those right now at SiouxlandProud.com.